And welcome back to part 17 of What If Mikoto Uchiha Adopted Naruto Uzumaki. So last time on Naruto What If, we had gone through the Tsunade retrieval arc. Tsunade agreed to come back. Naruto officially went over to Sengon. Oh, is everyone happy? Alright. That was a... If you ever remember watching the Muppet movie, that was a brief nod to the Muppet movie, although that's, frankly, any sort of tough guy talk, you know. You got your French fried frog legs, you got your frog legs, you got this frog legs. Everyone happy? All right. But anyway, so now we cut to a very dark, seedy location. A lab. A man screaming in pain. It is time. Bring me Sasuke. By now he should be ready to accept. It's like, yes, Lord Orochimaru. And 4 figures go off to do their bidding for their master, to find the next vessel for Lord Orochimaru. Not realizing that things haven't quite gone to plan with Sasuke. Yeah, that little evil nature of the curse mark really hasn't percolated very well. If we're going to use some weird terminology, hasn't really, gone the way Orochimaru was planning. But we'll get to that. So we cut back to the village. Now, someone made a good point that 2 chapters ago, or parts ago, that, I mentioned that, I was going to wake both Kakashi and Sasuke up, but Sasuke's not asleep in this. Sasuke's awake. So, they get back to the village, and they immediately see Tsunade. Like, hey, Tsunade, yeah, at ease, boys, at ease. So you got to go and help Kakashi-sensei out. Like, yeah, might as well. Yeah, sure, why not? And if you could you check out my friend Lee, please? Because that still happened. Everything that happened with Gaara and Lee, that still happens. Like, yeah, sure. And she goes, and Sasuke, and they go in there, and they see Sakura and Sasuke are both there looking over their sensei. Sakura, I think, would be there, especially if Sasuke was there, looking over Kakashi, because, she does care about, even though she thinks he's a pervert, which he is, she still cares about Kakashi's well-being. Like, she's concerned for his, health and all that. So when she found out from Sasuke that, he was taken out by someone, she was concerned about her, her teacher. And obviously Sasuke's there too, so it's a win-win. Sasuke meanwhile sees that his brother's return and just says, Naruto, are you okay? You brought her back. It's like, so you're Naruto's brother, huh? Yeah, I can see the resemblance. It's like, yeah, cute. Can you just help my brother, my sensei? It's like, let's see here. And then she, just puts her hand there, wakes him up. Kakashi sensei, you're back. Yeah. What happened? Yeah, best of the village, my ass. I can't believe you let yourself fall under such a genjutsu. I'm sorry. He's like, yeah, whatever. Just make sure it doesn't happen again. Get plenty of rest and you'll be fine. Yeah, when you think about it, too, it really didn't take long for Kakashi to recover, get back to full health as soon as he woke up. He was just under a genjutsu, really. So he probably just had like a massive headache or something like that. I mean, yeah, he was stuck in a genjutsu. Man, honestly, he was able to get out of the genjutsu, too, but he was completely floored. So it really was just rest and probably like the worst migraine you can think of. So she goes and checks out Lee, gives him the same prognosis that she gave him originally. So now we're back and to what's going on right now. So Naruto, Sasuke are catching up. So Naruto, but I say, I learned, just like you asked, bro. I learned a new technique and everything. Really, you learned a new technique? Really, what kind of technique is it? I can't show you in here, guys. I might destroy everything. But why don't we go to train again? We can do a little match, just like old times, huh? It's like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll be happy to kick your butt again. It's like, can I come too? And Naruto's like, yeah, sure, why not? It's cool. It's important you know my techniques too, Sakura. Besides, you're a teammate and you're a teammate and our friend. And Sakura, this is the first time they've really truly acknowledged that she's their friend, and that actually really. And Sasuke's like, that's right, Sakura. It's important that we all know each other's abilities inside and out. And she's just happy to be considered a friend. And she follows him out. Yeah, it's like, those kids, to be young and active, and have the whole world ahead of you. And yep, I'm quite proud of those boys. Tsunade turns around and says, Mikoto, it's you. It's good to see you again, Lady Tsunade. Please, just call me Tsunade. Or should I be calling you Lady Hokage? Please don't call me that. At least not until I actually officially get the position. All right. Those kids of yours are really something. Yes, I'm quite proud of them. especially that Naruto. There is truly something special about him. I hear you took him in after his parents' passing. I did. He might not be my blood, but I look at him as my own. I'm sure Kushina would have been very proud, because I have to believe that few people really knew. And if I remember correctly, Tsunade may have left the village. That was probably out of the village at that point. But I have to assume she had an idea. I have to assume. See, this is where the little bit of headcanon comes in. I can't confirm or deny that she knew. She probably knew afterwards, mind you, becoming a Hokage, knowing most of these secrets. But I have a feeling she probably was able to put two and two together. I'm sure. So she says, I'm sure Kushina would have been very proud to see how her son turned down. She would have been very proud. She had a good friend in you, Mikoto. And Mikoto kind of just gets a little sad, like, I miss her. I miss her a lot. And it's like, so we all do. And, it's like, so why don't we get a drink and catch up for old time's sake? And, Koto's just, I have nothing better to do. So Susuna's just, Lady Tsunade, please don't. Meanwhile, back at the training grounds, Kakashi is actually, up and at him. He's not at full health. Probably took him at least a day to fully recover, but he's able to walk around. It's like, oh, Kakashi-sensei, you're here. It's like, yeah, well, I overheard, I'm good enough they discharged me pretty quickly after I woke up. They said as long as I take it easy for a day or so, I should be good as new. And I figured if you guys are going for doing some training and showing off some new techniques, it's important that I see what you have to offer. So, they're getting quick some sparring. It's like, all right, dweeb, let's see what you got. And it's all in good jest, the dweebs and the losers and stuff like that. It's like, you sure about that, Tem? I'm sure Naruto still calls him Tem. Or bastard, as it translates to. He holds out his hands. Like, you may have picked up a cool technique from that cool Chidori from Kakashi Sensei, but I got something that can match it now. And he shows off the Rasengan, to which Kakashi's like, there's no way. He knows the Rasengan? How? It does make you wonder, even though Kakashi invented the Chidori as a response to not being able to combine his own chakra nature with the Rasengan, why he never actually used the Rasengan? Ever. Period. Maybe it's because he did have to do that, because we saw when he created his Rasengan that he had to hold his hand like that, kind of like he does the Chidori. So maybe he can't use it quite as effectively maybe he just can't create with one hand like normal, like Minato, Naruto, and Jiraiya could. Maybe he had to actually use his hand for bracing. Basically, kind of like he does with the Chidori. He does the hand size, then he holds his hand, and the Chidori, the Chidori is created. I think what that's doing is it's bracing his hand from the energy output, probably. Same with like lightning blade. Of course, then obviously he's holding it. He doesn't need to actually hold his hand, because I think it's the output of the initial creation. I'm just speculating. That's pure headcanon right there. I'm speculating, spitballing on that. But Naruto and Sasuke are just like, it's like, oh, really? Well, let's see who's the stronger then. Hold on, you two, to which Kakashi just said, I know what you're thinking, and while I know you don't have no intention of killing each other, that probably isn't the best idea. It's like, what? Why? Well, Naruto, Sasuke, you know what shadow clones, right? I can do a couple, yeah. Naruto, why don't you make a shadow clone? Sasuke, why don't you make one? And why don't you have those two clash? And you'll see what I mean. So it's like, okay. And then they deactivate their jutsu. Chakra pretty much gets displaced back into them, I'm pretty sure, at that point. Because they didn't actually use the chakra in any way. So, they make a clone. It's like they clash and poof. And basically, the clones poof out of existence, sure. But it's clear that the damage they did was like, and Naruto, it was extensive, and Naruto and Sasuke are just like, oh, that was why. Good, thanks for that. Kakashi says, like, well, but seriously, Naruto, I'm surprised. Did Master Jiraiya teach you that technique? Yeah, it wasn't easy, but I was able to get it down. Of course, it took me until I finally got down to that Jiraiya mentioned on the way that I could have used the shadow clones. It's like, oh, is that right? Well, yeah, I've been using the shadow clones to train for a while. I was so wrapped up in the moment, I forgot. I could have just used them to help quicken the time. That is your explanation, by the way. I realized that because this Naruto does understand a little bit of the training methods of the shadow clones, that I forgot to use that for training, honestly, for the Rasengan. But Naruto got excited. They were busy. They were focusing on other things. So that is my excuse. There's my brief trying to make everything all right. Excuse. Well, it seems you both improved drastically. And say, I've been improving too, Kakashi Sensei. Look, now I had given Sakura both the mud wall, because she's got the earth style, and what I'm dubbing the crater fish, because the actual name of it is stupid. Like, crater fish makes so much more sense. And she's got those juices down, but now I've given her another one. And I'm just going to say, I'm just going to make up one right off the top of my, believe it or not, I was planning to give her one. I just didn't get the actual one down, because frankly, when you think about it, there aren't too many true earth jutsu showing up. There's like the mud dragon. I know that one. Mud river, like the river of mud or something like that. I mean, there's the mud wall jutsu that I did. There is there's the rock fist one. There's the ultra light technique, but that's not really an earth. There's earth clone, stuff like that. But when you really break it down from the list, there's far more fire jutsu, water jutsu, hell, wind jutsu, lightning jutsu. Earth kind of comes up short a little bit in terms of the vast amount of jutsu you see. Now, again, I don't watch or read Boruto, so maybe there's been a lot more introduced since then. Anyway, but I'm giving Sakura one right now, and she just goes, Earth style, seismic pulse! And she actually, slams her hand down, and it's almost like the earth becomes liquid as it, kind of like creates the shockwave, basically. And, Naruto, Kakashi, and Sasuke are both impressed as they're kind of keeping their balance a little bit. And Sakura's like, she huffs a little bit because, to do it on that level takes a little bit of chakra. And again, not to sound sexist, which that was a dumb thing I'm not going to get into it. All I can say is calling me sexist about a fictional ideology is stupid. If it were a real world scenario, that's a completely different thing. Granted, you don't know me personally, but still, it's a different thing. But to say it about a fictional world is just stupid. I've said my piece now. Yeah, that comment still bothers me in the sense I'm like, that was a really dumb comment. But yeah, she doesn't have anywhere near as much chakra as Sasuke or Naruto does. So it does. The more chakra she's exerting, the more it will tire her out. Now, she's probably been working on her reserves too, so let's be fair. She probably has more chakra now than she did previously, but still. And then Kakashi's just, well, I'm proud of you all. Well, now I'll treat you all to lunch. All right, ramen! It's like, and then Sasuke's just like, oh, no way in hell, dweeb. It's like, we're going to someplace like we all agree, but what's wrong with ramen? Come on! I was like, no, why don't we go barbecue? I'd say, barbecue's good too. So they go out and celebrate. And more or less, it goes into the night. They're heading home. Sakura bids farewell to Sasuke and Naruto. And head out. Naruto and Sasuke are honestly together. They're fine. They're just walking home, just chit-chatting. And then suddenly Naruto and Sasuke both kind of stiffen a little bit, like not like they stop walking, but they can tell something's off. Like they feel like they're being watched. And Naruto and Sasuke both agree to simultaneously just jump on a roof. And they're looking around like, nothing, yeah. But again, when Naruto having the Kurama, having the nine-tailed fox on him, he hasn't achieved the negative emotion sensing yet, but he can still pick up vibes. And Sasuke, both these guys are well and truly tuning level. By the way, still Shikamaru is the only one who's getting the actual promotion. Just makes things easier. So they're still well above tuning at this point, like well into the tuning, maybe even low jonin at this point. Though low jonin might be pushed chakra-wise, yeah, low jonin, but skill-wise, easily in the tuning area, even though they're beginning. And finally, Sasuke's Sharingan's activated. Naruto's senses are all picked up. And finally, they just say, all right, enough games. Come out. What do you want? And sure enough, the Sound Forge kind of almost like they materialize out of the darkness on the roof opposite of them. Well, this isn't going to be as easy as we thought, is it? No, it looks like you brought along a little friend. Isn't that the kid Orochimaru fought in the Forest of Death? Yeah, I think it's his loser brother. It's like, that would make him then the container for the Nine Tails, wouldn't it? Indeed, it would. All right, who are you? Your headbands. You're clearly sound ninja because of your headbands. What do you want? We actually don't want anything to do with you, Naruto. We're just here to have a friendly chat with your brother, if you wouldn't mind. It's like, I do mind. I do mind. He's my brother, so anything you can say to him, you can say to me as well. To which there's like, he's making it difficult, but they also reason like, we might be able to make this work to our favor. We might be able to get him to join us as well. Orochimaru probably would be great. It would probably reward us greatly if we were not only to bring him a new container, but the fox brat as well. Good point. Well, Nard, and it's Kitamaru who was pretty much Kitamaru was kind of the de facto leader of the four. I mean, Kimimaru was ultimately the leader of the five, but Kitamaru was the leader of the four more or less. He was the most level-headed. I actually of the four of them, I liked Kitamaru the best. Kitamaru was the cool one. Because, again, he was the most level-headed, which gave him the coolest attitude, I think. The spider techniques were also really cool. I like the fact he had form. He could make armor out of... His webbing could turn into a liquid metal to harden and turn into armor, which was really cool. He had the spider summoning. His second state curse mark also, I think, looked the coolest. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, Kimimaru's was just... Oh, he turned in kind of like a dinosaur. I'm a dinosaur. Get a little Rob Walker there for you. I'm a dinosaur. Yeah, I mean, Jirobo was kind of like an Oni. It's like, okay, fine. Tayuya's didn't look bad. Sokka and Sokka and Ukon were very much like an Oni, like a Kishin. But I just thought that, Kitamaru's, I think, looked the coolest. Again, because of the fact that he had the 4 arms. Or was it 6? No, he had 6 arms, sorry. Anyway. Moving on, sorry, forgive us. Well, then, if you wish to stay and listen, hear our offer. I mean, it may benefit you as well, Naruto. We're here to offer you both power, Sasuke power, by extension yourself, Naruto. Lord Orochimaru has asked for you. Asked for me, of course. After all, you want revenge on your brother, don't you? Naruto can give you the power to get revenge on your brother, who took both of your fathers, because who took both of yours. How would the sentence be said? How would that sentence grammatically come to be? He took your father, both of you, yes. He took your entire clan, most of your friends, your family, sparing only your mother. It must have weighted you terribly. Orochimaru can give you the power to get that revenge. He can give you both what you've been craving for. And Naruto and Sasuke are hearing this out, and they're like, really? And Naruto secretly had basically sent a clone the minute they sensed something was off. So there's a clone already on the way to get help. But because they can tell these guys aren't normal. Like, these guys are at minimum their level or higher. So who are you anyway? Oh, forgive us. I'm Kitamaru. This is Tayuya. He basically said, we are Orochimaru's elite vanguard. The sound 4. And Sasuke has a Sharingan activated, and he can also see Sokka and Ukon's chakra, and see that while they're near similar, he can tell the difference just slightly. Because if I remember correctly, he didn't have his Sharingan activated when he actually duked it out with Sokka and Ukon. So he couldn't see any sort of difference. With the Sharingan, he can tell there's something different. Don't you mean it's sound 5? It's like, It's like, what do you mean? It's like, yeah, don't lie to me already. It's like, I can tell the guy over there with the head sticking out of his back. It's not just for show, is it? You're 2 people in one. And even Naruto's like, what? It's like, yeah, Sharingan might not be as good as Byakugan for these things, but I can still see chakra to some degree. You can tell there's something off about you. 2 chakras nearly the same, but not quite as much rotating around you. And then the head turns like, my, he's very perceptive indeed. I can see why Orochimaru likes him. Those eyes are impressive. And to which finally Sasuke kind of points out, like, let's cut the shit. You want me to come back and you want me to come with you so Orochimaru can just take over my body and give her a vessel, right? Huh? Don't think you can get that past me. Naruto told me about Orochimaru's little intervention during his trip with Jiraiya, and told me how he basically took over someone's body. He wants me for my Sharingan, doesn't he? And he'd probably use Naruto because of his access to the Fox's chakra. Again, they're just like, he knows all this? Of course. Me and Naruto are brothers. You think we'd really be hiding these kind of things from each other? Naruto then points out, like, you guys really have no idea who you're talking to, do you? It's like, well, look, we don't have to fight. We could take you by force, but we'd really prefer not to. Yeah, is that right? And then all of a sudden, Sasuke's Sharingan flares full blast, full, it like rotates because he's not at full three Toma yet in his Sharingan. He's more around two. He's got a Chidori ready. He's like, really? Then is that so? If that's the case, and then Naruto immediately has a couple clones. One's got a tornado fist. The other's got a Rasengan, and Naruto's got one Rasengan and a tornado fist. To be like, come and try it. And it's like, and even they're like, okay, this isn't how we wanted this to go. We need to get Sasuke now. Quick, it's clear. We're not going to be able to persuade Sasuke. But if we can knock him out and maybe take Naruto out quick, we can deal with this. No problem whatsoever. And I'm starving anyway. I haven't had a bite all day. So, but they also realize just because of the amount of power they're outputting, that they're like, okay, we got to go at least first stage curse mode. Let's do this, brats. And it's like, yeah. And then Naruto gives a smile. It's like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be. And it's because it would be Jirobo who kind of trailed, who's kind of the one ahead, because he wasn't the smartest one. And Trey just comes in. It's like you're mine, kid. All that chocolate's gonna be mine to eat and eat up. I'm gonna eat up every last bit of your chakra. Yeah, you might want to. By the way, you probably shouldn't have gone in midair. It's like, what makes it impossible to dodge? It's like, huh? And all of a sudden, you hear the chirping of birds, and it's like, oh! And he just gets a lightning blade, not a Chidori, a lightning blade straight through the side, just cause, and even the remaining sound 3 or 4 now, because Sakura and Ukon. It's like, what? And then all of a sudden, Asuma's there, Guy's there, Kurena's there, and even Tsunade's there, and Mikoto's there. Her Sharingan blazing, and I'm certain she probably had 3 at that point. She was a career ninja at that point. And Kakashi's clear there, just Jirobo's just Naruto, Sasuke, are you okay? And they both kind of relaxed their jutsu, because even though they were going to fight if they had to, Naruto basically, because Naruto and Sasuke have grown up together for so long, they probably have ways of communicating without actually saying anything to each other. So, Naruto, given the symbol that his clone had gotten through. And in worst case scenario, the clone could probably make a clone too, now that I think about it. It's still got chakra, which is kind of fun. Because I imagine the Sound 4 probably would have seen the first Naruto clone maybe head off. What they wouldn't have expected was a few others. Especially when Naruto basically and Sasuke jumped up. Naruto with the clone on the ground, just in case, and he beelined it for the Hokage. So basically that's what it is. He got the reinforcements in time, and now they're surrounded by Jonin and the Hokage. It's like, yeah, so you're Orochimaru's chief goons, huh? Yeah, give up now, and we might let you live. And Tayuya and Kidomaru and Sakan, Nukan are weighing her off. It's like, this isn't good. Lord will kill us. It will kill us if we come back empty-handed. Let alone knowing we got caught. Yeah, but we're not going to let them just take us, are we? It's like, no, I don't think we will. So how's it going? So how do we want to play this out? And then Sakanuka actually is like, you let us have, and they actually separate, just let us have the Hokage because of their technique. Not realizing it is Tsunade, so it's not, her medical knowledge would probably be enough to counter that. But they think because they think they're the strongest ones, they most likely want to take on the Hokage. Like, you really want to go there, kids? And then Kidomaru and Tayuya, Kaya summons her Oni, and they're more like ogres, but not even ogres. What are they really? I mean, it's a weird. They move to her flute movements. Actually, not sure what they are. They're not Oni per se. They are closer more to like ogres or golems, not trolls. I'll go ogres. I'll say go ogres. Oni are different. Like, think words here. Jirobo and Sakan Ukon look more akin to like an Oni or a Kishin, but those things look more like ogres to some degree, or just giants. I guess that's another way. But anyway, summoning them, she gets her flute out and she's manipulating the giants. Guy is actually taking on the giants because a youthful challenge indeed. Bring it on! And then he's actually taking the and Tayu's just like, what the hell is this guy? And, she's trying to use Genjutsu, immediately finds herself in her own Genjutsu because Kurenai's there. It's like, damn it. Tries to release. Meanwhile, and then Guy just comes in and knocks her clean out. So then you get Kitamaru and Saka and Uka. Saka and Uka are trying to take on Tsunade, but they're aware it is still Tsunade. They can't get into a close quarters fight with Tsunade if they want to live. Unfortunately, one of them fails to realize that, and she cracks and just breaks his neck and kills him. But unfortunately, as she wasn't paying attention, and I'm going to say it's Ukan. Ukan's able to get in and say, Tsunade. It's too late, Lady Hokage. I'm inside your body. And not, I wish it could be in a more fun. He starts being like all gross and say, shame, you're a good looking woman too. Wish it could be inside you in another way. And all of a sudden, she grabs him. It's like, you really think that's gonna, I'm in control of your body. You really think it's gonna, and all of a sudden she zaps and it's like, because she does have lightning chakras. I think people sometimes forget that too. It's like her main element actually seems to be lightning because she literally turned her chakra into electricity. She apparently did know just about every chakra nature except fire, I think. I don't know if that was proven. We just never see her using any elemental jutsus. Again, save for turning her electricity or lightning into electricity. And she zaps him, and then she's actually holding his throat. There's like, I can't move. What? It's like, you really think I can't differentiate my own cells from your cells? I'm Tsunade of the Sani, the fifth Hokage, and the greatest medic in the world. It's like, if you think you can get me with what is admittedly an impressive jutsu, you're very mistaken. You must be mistaken. And she's using her medical prowess, chakra scalpels him out of her, and basically, and she makes sure that all of his cells are out of her body, and then she just breaks him. Meanwhile, Kitamaru is trying to take on Azuma and Kakashi, and his armor is good enough to keep Azuma's blades from cutting him, even when the chakra enhanced. He then does the Ash Cloud and just did the sound because clicking your teeth that hurts too much for any person in real life to be like, ooh, that tickled. But yeah, I can do that and be fine. Like, do that sound, and clicks his teeth, and then poof, Kitamaru's armor protects him. Kakashi knows he can't really get through that armor, unfortunately. But what he can do is, as soon as Kitamaru, gets out of there, they basically have the dogs grab onto him. All of his arms, as he was trying to get his bow raised, what the hell? It's like, yeah, sorry, that's not gonna work here. My dogs are able to pick up on your scent pretty easy. Not hard to figure it out in the smoke. It's like, oh, damn it! So now what? Are you gonna kill me? I could. It would take a bit more power than I normally have, but no. Instead, I think you and your teammate will be our little interrogees tonight. And he uses his Sharingan and basically just knocks Kitamaru out. So Kitamaru and Tayuya get to live, and they're going to be they're going to be the traitors. They're going to basically be the captives, the prisoners. So. But I mean, they're bound. Chakra seals are put on because Jiraiya is still in the village. Clearly, he's like, sorry, I got here as soon as I could. And Jiraiya put in chakra seals, basically completely isolating their chakra, and that is more or less where we're going. Basically, they asked if Naruto and Sasuke are okay. Naruto and Sasuke are both like, oh, because they are actually kind of holding their breaths at what was going on here. It's like, yeah, no, we're good. I'm glad I was able to get to you before this fight actually happened. No, I'm not saying we couldn't have beat him, but I didn't want to. Even Naruto's like, I didn't want to find out. Those guys were clearly above our level a little bit. And Taiye and Kitamaru kind of wake up a little bit. Just why? Why didn't you activate your curse mark? Wait, this thing? And they see the seal around it, but they also see that something's off about it. Like the curse mark, there's something different about it in the sense of just because they've been with Orochimaru for so long, they can notice small details are off about things with the curse mark. And like, what's wrong with it? Oh no, we were able to put the seal on immediately before the curse mark actually had its full effect. And the third was actually able to do something of his own too because we were able to get to it before the tuning exam started. So yeah, no, the seal's been pretty reinforced. I've only ever had it really tingle up once, and even then I was able to just kind of say no. I was like, no, he hasn't been influenced at all by it. Yep, sorry. No, I did bring up Mikoto was there. I'm sure Mikoto helped out a little bit. Honestly, I'll be on. To be fair, I think I just kind of forgot Mikoto was there. We'll back to Makoto's helping Azuma and Kakashi. Instead of Azuma clicking his teeth for the cloud, she just ignites with a fireball jutsu, which is pretty much the same thing, and blows him up. Binds him, maybe hits him with some shuriken because apparently she was actually very skilled in that, allegedly. And then Kakashi hits the dog. Okay, so she helped out. Good. I know most of this has already been planned out, but I admit I forgot that little part there. So don't worry, I'm not just flying by the seat of my pants. There is a game plan. What's going on with you right now, Pup? What are you hearing? What are you smelling? There's nothing. Ooh, you puppy. Maybe you're hearing people walk down the street. Anyway, she's getting a little growly. For no reason. Yes, woof. So anyway, back at the plot. Put on a shirt. Back at the plot. So, yeah, they're basically now the remaining Sound Ninja, Tayuya and Kitamaru, are now basically imprisoned. And Jiraiya gets a chance to really examine the curse mark now. Although he probably could have had a chance with Sasuke. Now that he's got these guys, he can really do some work on the curse mark. We know that he never really, I don't think he ever found a way to remove it. Otherwise, he would have from Sasuke. Probably just because he was there. So I imagine he would have. Unfortunately, even though he's a seal master, that doesn't mean he knows every seal in and out. But this gives him a chance to study the seal, all that, things along those lines. And it kind of puts Orochimaru in a bit of a bad position, as he's just like, I can't wait to have Sasuke. And then Kabuto kind of comes in and is like, because he's probably, keeps his ear to the ground on these things. Tell me, the other four back yet? Yeah, about that, Lord Orochimaru. Mm-hmm. And then you just see from behind it, because he's already taken the body at this point. He had to. So Orochimaru's screaming in just pure, unadulterated rage. The two Sound Nin are captured, and Sasuke and Naruto are great. So join us on Wednesday for part 18, where we're actually going into the 3-year time skip pretty soon. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know the review at some point. And ideas for who would win, Star Wars, superhero, magic, what if, anything you do in the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.